guys, it's Ash from Loving My Faith, and today we are on week 2 of our Women in the Bible series, and today we'll be going over Sarah. So to get ready for this week, we will be reading Genesis 16, Genesis 18, 1 through 15, Genesis 21, 1 through 6, and you can throw in Hebrews 11, 11 through 12. So take the time to go over those sections, and then we'll get right into the questions. So the first question is, who was Sarah? And for me, I put Abraham's wife, who was older and thought she couldn't bear children. If you have anything else to add on for that one, please do so. And then for question 2, we have Sarah tried taking matters into her own hands with being unable to bear children. Did her own solution to the problem actually help her? How did it affect her relationship with Abraham? So for this, I put obviously no, and that it added tension between them, because then Hagar was there with her child and showing contempt to Sarah, and it just blew up into this whole soap opera drama mess that should have never even happened, since they were trying to take matters into their own hands. And I just think this is a good example of, like, when you do try to do things on your own terms, how it can affect those relationships around you and, like, adds to the chaos and drama sometimes. So for the third question, we have, think about a time in your life when you were impatient in God's plans for you. Did you try forcing a solution to your problem like Sarah? If so, did you see later on why God's timing and planning was better for you than your own? So for me, I put trying to find friends on my own, because I just never was really good at keeping girlfriends, but now I'm seeing God probably removed those friendships for a reason, because in high school I couldn't really keep a lot of girlfriends, and the ones I were friends with, I kind of dropped after graduating due to immaturity and drama and stuff. And then in college, I just started working. I didn't really go to college. I didn't have college friends per se, but I did try to reach out to a few girls from my high school and try to get friendships going that way. And it was just kind of a forced thing for sure, because they were not a good influence on me and my Christian faith. And when I did start taking that faith more seriously, the friendship just ended, because they were much more worldly and had different views and morals than I did, trying to be a Christian walking in Christ. So I definitely see how I forced some of those friendships, and did not just wait on God's timing and be patient enough to give him the friends that I needed for my faith walk. And I know other girls in the in-person study for this said, the timing of a boyfriend, they definitely rushed that and tried to force that. And then one older lady said that her first marriage was rushed and just was completely forced, and she saw all the bad warning signs even on the honeymoon and everything, and she knew she probably messed up. And then of course about a year and a half, 2 years later, she had to divorce him. So yeah, we were all just kind of talking about how we rushed and forced certain relationships that did not need to happen in our lives. And another girl mentioned how she had a job offer for a promotion at her work, and she thought for sure this was what she was supposed to do, and she was so excited about it. But then she took the promotion, and within weeks into it, she just crashed and burned and was already demoted instantly. So she definitely thought she maybe could have rushed that, because she was at the job for about only a year, and now she was thinking maybe she should have got more wisely counsel about it, or prayed more about it, instead of just jump right at the offer. Because even though we are offered things, that doesn't mean we should always take them. And our girl said that when the other girls talking about the job thing, and I definitely agree with her. Just because it is presented to us doesn't mean that it is a sign from God, or that we should always do it. And the last question we'll be going over today is, did Sarah believe in God's promise right away? Have you not believed that God could do something in your life before? What are ways to remind ourselves that God can make the impossible possible? So obviously Sarah did not believe in God's promise for her right away. She laughed at it, and God called her out on that, which we thought was kind of funny in our group, and how God can't have a sense of humor, saying, but no, you did laugh. For me, about not believing that God could do something like before, I definitely doubted him, and just, I guess, thought maybe I didn't deserve it, or things like that, or just did not have enough faith like I should for him to carry out certain things in my life. And a way I try to remind myself that God can make the impossible possible is during our season of grief, with Jake's grandmother passing in the hospital, and how he'd be in the hospital for almost a week straight and sleeping there every night because he didn't want to miss her final breath and all that. and I just couldn't believe how he could do it. But he said he could not do it alone without God. He had to pray for that strength and just peace through that whole like crazy week. And that showed me right there that like God can't make the impossible possible, because unfortunately for me, I could not stay there every single night like Jake could, but God was able to let Jake be able to do that, which I think is just proof in itself enough, like how he can push you to your physical and mental limits. And someone else in the group said to look back. She always loves that phrase because it's easy to get caught up in the future or the present, but then you forget to look back at the past of all the things God have already done for you, and just forget about so easily. So definitely look back and realize those moments where God did carry you through this situation or through this season for sure. Well, that is all I have for this week's study. So I hope you really think over the verses and the questions and how you can apply it to your life, or just think about how God has worked in your life or what he can do for you in the future. Just all really important to reflect on. So thank you guys so much for checking out this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Amazing grace, how sweet.